Psychologists have studied and found that only a small portion of us possess personality traits so unique that they naturally stand out from the crowd without any effort to draw attention. These individuals are not always loud, flashy, or trying to be recognized. Instead, it's their distinct way of thinking, feeling, and being that makes them shine in their unique way. They don't blend in, are not easily defined, and don't need others' approval to feel worthy. They draw attention not through grand displays, but through their inner depth, subtle way of observing the world, and unwavering loyalty to their true selves. If you've ever felt like you don't quite fit into conventional molds, if you tend to think independently, feel deeply, and live by your standards, then you likely belong to this rare group of individuals. In today's video, we'll explore 6 key traits commonly found in truly unique people, signs that reveal you are someone special and reflect the strength and profound value hidden within you. 1. You have the courage to be yourself, even when it sets you apart. In a world where sameness is often seen as the standard for acceptance, most people choose to live in a way that feels safe. They follow trends, say what pleases the majority, and think along the lines that society has pre-programmed. But not you. You don't walk the well-trodden path just because it's crowded. You choose your direction, the path of being true to yourself. You don't need to blend in to feel a sense of belonging. Even when your style is seen as unconventional or your life perspective doesn't align with what's commonly accepted, you stand firm in your choices. You live by your inner principles, guided more by the voice within than the world's whispers. Being different isn't a burden to you. It's a core part of your identity, a unique imprint you never wish to lose. You understand that not conforming to social norms can sometimes come with a sense of isolation and disconnection. There are moments when it feels like you're watching the world through a pane of glass, standing on the outside, looking in on a reality where everyone else seems content to blend in. But instead of letting that loneliness defeat you, you transform it into a driving force, a solid foundation upon which you build a life that feels right to you. To you, being different doesn't mean being weird or reckless. It's a brave choice to live authentically, stay true to your values, and never trade your identity for temporary approval from others. And it is that very courage that has forged an unshakable inner strength, allowing you not just to exist, but to quietly and unmistakably shine in a world that often favors conformity. 2. You find peace in solitude, and that is your strength. While most people tend to avoid loneliness, viewing it as something negative, even frightening, you approach it from a completely different perspective. To you, being alone isn't an emptiness that needs to be filled with noise, attention, or fleeting connections. It's a precious silence, a sacred space where you can return to yourself, listen to the thoughts that have never been spoken aloud, and fully experience your inner world. While others seek endless conversations, social media, or constant busyness to escape the discomfort of solitude, you find serenity in the stillness. For you, silence is not something to fear. It's a sanctuary where reflection, healing, and renewal occur. In that quiet space, your deepest insights are born, your most honest emotions are understood, and your life's direction slowly becomes clear. You don't feel lonely when you're alone. On the contrary, you feel free. Free from others' expectations, free from the roles society imposes, and free to simply be yourself. You know how to make the most of quiet moments to recharge, reorganize your emotions, and step back into the world with a steadier mindset. This comfort in solitude is also a sign of a mature soul who doesn't need external validation to feel worthy. You don't need to be constantly surrounded to feel important, because you've cultivated a deep and healthy relationship with yourself. Perhaps that's why you may come across as unpredictable to others, maybe even distant or mysterious. But in truth, you're simply protecting that sacred space, the space of truth, depth, and the real you. In a world that's growing increasingly noisy and lacking in genuine connection, the ability to thrive in your own company is a rare gift, and you embody it naturally and powerfully. 3. You experience life with your whole heart, deeply, gently, and truthfully. Unlike many who suppress their emotions to better adapt to life, by numbing, ignoring, or masking their feelings behind a facade of indifference, you enter the emotional world with an open heart. You're not afraid to feel, not afraid of being hurt, and you don't try to detach yourself from the inner waves of emotion. Whether it's pure joy, profound sadness, passionate love, or aching disappointment, you can experience it all, fully, honestly, and without judgment. To you, emotions are not fleeting reactions. They are powerful currents that reach deep into the soul. Sometimes a piece of music, a glance, or a fleeting moment can move you to tears. And you don't just feel for yourself. You also seem to feel for others. It's as if you possess a special antenna that effortlessly picks up and understands the emotions of those around you, even when they haven't said a word. You notice the fatigue behind someone's eyes, the loneliness hidden behind a smile, or the pain concealed beneath a joke. This sensitivity makes you a deeply compassionate person, someone others turn to when they need a sincere listener and a steady hand to hold during moments of vulnerability. Your presence isn't loud, but carries a quiet comfort, a sense of being truly seen and accepted. However, a sensitive heart also comes with its own set of challenges. You feel things more intensely and are more easily affected by what others might simply brush off. Sometimes, it may feel like you're living in a world where every emotion is amplified. You love more deeply, feel sadness more profoundly, and hold on to pain a little longer. But you don't shut yourself off or numb your feelings even in those exhausting moments. Because you understand that this very depth, this capacity to be moved, gives life its richness and meaning. Not everyone will have the patience to see the depth within you. Some may say you're too sensitive, too emotional, or that you overthink things. But they don't realize that you carry a rare and precious gift. The ability to live authentically through every layer of emotion, love wholeheartedly, and understand others with quiet grace. And in a world gradually growing more detached and indifferent, your sensitivity makes you quietly beautiful, profoundly genuine, and incredibly valuable. 4. You seek depth in every conversation. Because you crave true connection. While many people are content with lighthearted small talk about the weather, trending topics, or what they had for lunch, you find those exchanges lacking the spark that stirs your heart. To you, communication isn't just about words. It's a doorway into someone's inner world. You're drawn to reflective and meaningful conversations, where people open up about their dreams, fears, wounds, or philosophical thoughts on life, love, and existence. You long to understand others at a soul level, not just what they do for a living or what food they enjoy. You feel spiritually nourished when someone is willing to remove their social mask and speak about something that truly matters to them. To you, an ideal conversation might begin with a question like, "What do you think the meaning of life is?" Or, "When you were a child, what was your dream? And are you living close to that dream now?" It's not about showing off intellect or trying to be different. It's simply because you long to reach the deepest parts of someone's soul and to give them the space to be fully themselves. Of course, this can sometimes make you feel out of place at social gatherings, where small talk and casual banter dominate. Some may see you as too serious or hard to approach. But when you truly connect with someone and meet honestly and deeply, it becomes more than just a conversation. It's a rare moment where two souls genuinely touch. And to you, that's what truly matters. 5. You think before you speak. Because you understand the weight of words. In a world where many people are used to saying whatever comes to mind, sometimes just to fill the silence or draw attention, you choose a different path. You pause, you listen, and you carefully consider your response. To you, words are not something to be used carelessly. They are tools for connection, healing, and sometimes inspiration. You understand that every word holds power. It can lift someone's spirit, but also wound them deeply. That's why you speak with intention and restraint. You don't talk just to talk. You speak when it matters, and only after you've thoughtfully considered what you want to express. This mindfulness gives your words depth and meaning, making them something others value and genuinely listen to. Others trust you, not because you're the most talkative person in the room or always present in every conversation, but because your words carry depth, maturity, and genuine value when you speak. You don't speak just to fill the silence or to impress anyone. You speak when it feels necessary. And when you do, people know it's something worth hearing and reflecting on. You're the kind of person others turn to in moments of confusion and uncertainty. When they're lost, overwhelmed, or standing at a crossroads. In you, they find a rare calmness, a balanced perspective, and a willingness to listen without judgment. You don't offer advice just to say something. You speak with care, understanding, and sincerity. And that builds trust that's not easily earned in relationships. Not everyone is perceptive enough to understand what's happening beneath your silence. You might come across as quiet, reserved, or even distant to some. They don't realize that behind your calm exterior lies a mind constantly observing, analyzing, and empathizing. You don't interrupt to make yourself heard. You step back, not out of insecurity, but out of respect for the other person's space, choosing to speak only when there's something truly worth sharing. This quiet depth, this steady and trustworthy presence, gives you a unique kind of magnetism. It reflects emotional maturity, a form of intelligence that not everyone possesses. And because of that, you're not just different. You're someone many quietly admire, even if they don't always say it out loud. 6. You always ask questions. Because you don't accept things, just because that's the way it's always been. While many people tend to go with the flow, readily accepting rules, beliefs, or lifestyles endorsed by the majority without much thought, you take a different approach. You ask questions. Why is it this way? Who decided this was right? Is there another way? These questions constantly echo in your mind, not out of rebellion, but from a genuine desire to understand the truth behind the surface. You possess a natural curiosity and a deep hunger to uncover what lies beneath. You're not satisfied with shallow answers or cookie-cutter explanations. To you, everything that is already established is a door waiting to be opened, inviting deeper exploration, whether it's societal norms or long-held personal beliefs from childhood. You believe that questioning doesn't weaken faith or certainty. On the contrary, it strengthens them, if they are rooted in truth. This critical thinking and free-spirited mindset keeps you from being easily swept away by the crowd. You're willing to question what's considered obvious, even when it makes others uncomfortable. For you, truth and understanding matter more than being accepted or pleasing everyone. However, this independent way of thinking can sometimes make you feel like you're standing alone in a world that values conformity and comfort. Some may see you as difficult or argumentative, but it's a clear sign of a sharp, intelligent mind that isn't afraid to go against the grain to stay true to what it believes is right. Your constant questioning fuels your growth, learning, and discovery of deeper truths, something not everyone has the courage or patience to pursue. And for that reason alone, you are truly one of a kind. Being different has never been an easy path. There will be moments when you feel out of place, like you're operating on a completely different frequency, speaking a language no one hears, or understands. The questioning glances, the unspoken doubts. Why are you like this? Why can't you just be like everyone else? Might make you wonder, is there something wrong with me? But the truth is, what makes you feel unlike the rest of the world is, in fact, the most precious part of you. It's not a flaw to fix, but a rare gift that not everyone is lucky enough to carry. How you think more deeply than most, feel everything with such intensity, and view the world with curiosity, sincerity, and a desire to uncover what lies beneath the surface is not a weakness. Those mark a refined soul, an independent spirit, and a mind rich with inner strength. It makes you valuable in a world that increasingly favors sameness and grows comfortable with the superficial. You don't need to force yourself to be like anyone else to be accepted. The more you stay true to yourself, honest with your emotions, and loyal to your values, the more naturally magnetic you become. Because real value doesn't come from fitting in at all costs, but from having the courage to live authentically, even when that means being misunderstood, labeled as different, or standing alone in a crowd. If you recognize yourself in the traits we've explored, sensitivity, inner wisdom, compassion, independent thinking, know this: you are not alone. You are part of a small but powerful group of individuals who quietly make a meaningful difference in this world, not through noise, but through depth, presence, and a sincere heart. Always honor who you are. You're not strange. You're one of a kind. And that uniqueness is exactly what this world desperately needs. Someone real. Someone who feels deeply, lives truthfully, and never loses themselves in the chaos of life.